Got the club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cottage.
Yo, welcome to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar.
Salute.
I am Hot Ron, your celebrity bartender to the stars.
Hey, listen, can I get some light over here? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, why y'all got him like bitched out? No offense, man.
He look.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm a man of light.
Can you turn that light?
First of all, look at me on
I just noticed
screen.
it.
This one.
Okay.
First of all, look at me on
at
this
now
screen.
You took my light.
Now you took the light from over here.
And now all you see is my eyes and
I think
teeth.
this one needs to change. This light needs to change.
It's all good. It's all good.
Go fix it.
We'll get on the break or something. Maybe on the break we'll fix it out.
We'll fix it on the break. But we love her. She's the best, but she don't play with us. She don't give us no. Get up and do it yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Yo, what up, boy? Country is in the building. Country
is here, man.
What's good?
Can you believe it?
It's been a sighting.
We ain't seen this nigga since last year.
In a
Yeah,
month.
man.
Like
Country have been around the world and back twice over, man. Yeah,
Nigga,
man.
you ain't Lisa Stanfield, nigga.
Hey.
Been around the world.
I ain't gonna front, man. I'm a little jealous of Country's traveling. His passport is real up, you know. So,
He was working.
but still, he got to see some stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna sit him down and find out the best places to go, man.
Right.
He got to see some beds. You know, that's about it.
I done slept in some horrible beds in the past couple of months.
Bed-bugs?
Nah, bed bugs is least, you know, I like a nice firm mattress when I sleep. In some hotels you go to, they suck, man.
They soft.
Oh, man,
You got to
soft.
stop going to hotels. You got to go to hotels.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but I'm going to tell you right now, you know, I've been living the luxurious life in these hotels. The Westin, the Grand Hyatt.
Do they give you a credit card to come to give you like a...
I gotta. Well, I travel with a corporate card, which has nice limit on it. But I also have my personal cards.
Well, you come a long way from making copies in the mailroom. I'm impressed. You did
slanging mail.
Remember we used to make hot dogs. We had to cook.
Yeah, dog.
Anyway, we ain't gonna go to that. Go back down memory lane.
Nice.
Anyway,
hot dog, mustard, and all that. Struggling.
What's going on? Angry guy, Redbeard is in the building. How are you, sir?
I'm good. There's nothing to be angry about.
You are happy today. He
I'm
must have got
happy,
some.
man.
He got some. You think it's Valentine's Day? Yeah.
He got a
I'm
little
always
piece.
just happy. You don't. I don't know why you label me as angry.
Man, if that's happy, we don't want some angry. No, just joking.
I mean, I'm his friend. Every time I call him on the phone, he's arguing. I'll be like, God damn, it's not that serious.
It's not serious, but you don't take nothing serious. That's the problem.
I don't.
So seeing your number come on the phone just immediately angers you.
Yeah. It's like I already know you calling
This
me at
some BS.
9:45. The problem is that I hate when people do that. Oh, I'm on my way. When you're supposed to be there or something.
Now, right?
Right. Oh, you're gonna tell me I'm on my way. What you mean you on your way? You
supposed
didn't
to be
have
here.
to call me. You should have been on your way. You could have been here a lot quicker.
It ain't left yet.
I was on 495 when I called you. You know, but I thought it was gonna be a 10-minute ride, but it was like.
Has it ever been a 10
buddy,
10-minute
with
ride?
you
when he
behind the
drive?
wheel?
When he drive.
Oh yes, with me driving, because
So I was speeding. I was doing that. Then I said, "Hold up,
nah,
no.
you know you can't do it.
I just bought my car, so let me relax. What up, PDO?
Man, peace to the people. I feel lit up right now, man. I feel kind of like excited, man, because y'all haven't seen the best of me lately.
Wow.
I've been in debt
Oh.
with my company,
Oh.
but we about to come out.
All right.
Amen.
Nice.
Amen.
Amen.
I'm gonna feel a lot better. You know what I'm saying?
Debt free.
I'm telling you, man, I'm like this, man. I'm like, I ain't never going back in debt again. I don't care if I'm
Yo.
sitting home, can't eat.
I'm the same way with you.
Never
Let me
going
tell you,
back.
I'm not going to talk about it on air, but I fought for you this week. I just want you to know we'll talk about it off air.
Okay.
I had a serious drop down.
Lay it out, huh?
And I'll tell you about it off air.
Okay.
Debt free
No, that's
is
what's
the
up.
way to be, man. How'd you get to that point?
No, you know what? Not being able to let go, when because sometimes you got to take an L sometimes in business.
Of course,
to get the W, the real W. You know what I'm saying? And so when you doing with a business, you got multiple properties, you got multiple
course.
things happening. You're trying to hold on to everything you built, right? But sometimes you just got to cut off. Like if your finger or your hand goes bad with cancer or something like that,
Yeah, cut it
just
off.
cut it off. You know, because it's like it's
And
better to
move on.
save the rest of the body and lose, you know,
finger.
Yeah, a small piece.
Boy, you preaching.
Which is hard though to let go of something that you feel like is really a part of what you're doing.
That's true.
You gotta do
But
that in
in
relationship
business,
too. You gotta let her
you
go.
gotta make a hard decision, and if you don't, you end up going debt, and the deeper you, man, I'm never going 2-3 months. I'm never doing that again. I mean, because it's too hard to, you know, pay your employee or to pay your bills and maintain and then live. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To get out the hole.
But I will give you, none of our checks bounce, so we good. Thank you.
No, I'm not complaining. No.
Thank you. None
That's
of
a
our
whole
checks
nother
bounce.
story right there. We ain't going there. No.
None of my checks.
None of our checks bounce, so that was good.
It's
Yeah,
illegal.
yeah, but you know,
Because they didn't come out of your account. That's why.
You know
I only write checks for rent. I don't write checks for nothing because I'll be like, because I know the
Why do
rent
you
is
write-
always.
who carries checks? Who
I
writes
do
checks
carry a
to?
check. I only write
I-
checks for
man,
rent.
people,
banks
don't even take checks no more.
Well, I'll
Well,
take a small check. You know, I'll get a small. I have a small checkbook because some places, I do pay my rent in checks.
Me too.
If I utilize it for my account number, my other numbers, whatever the case may be, and sometimes like on jobs you got to provide that check. But
You
I
gotta
carry
check
one
it out.
just.
Put
I'm
direct deposit.
just saying sometimes.
keep one right.
No,
I always keep.
You
I
don't
always keep
write
a few
void
just in
across.
case. You're right. I don't really use them.
No. What I'm saying
I use it
nowadays,
once a month.
nowadays you don't even have to. If you starting a new job, not that I haven't, God knows how long, but
Yeah.
you don't have to have them.
Self-employed.
You're right.
What you do is you go to your bank and they actually give you a paper instead of
direct
you have a check. Because most people don't have checks anymore, and they know that.
Until you can go online and
Well,
get
not
all that.
necessarily
I
because
was-
right now some jobs they require you. I know at least my job they require you to at least give a check because they need to prove that actual account number.
No,
Yeah.
that's why you get a letter from your bank and it shows it.
Well, you can do
that
that,
works,
but that's a lot of
that
work.
works a little bit differently, but I'll say this.
Why?
We say nobody really uses checks anymore. You know what? That's actually more of a regional thing. Like checks still do what they do in
Exactly.
other areas.
I think it's about an age
in the
thing.
South and
in
the Midwest.
60 and 70-year-olds, they're still writing checks.
Well, no. I mean, in this area, it's way more tech, right?
Yeah.
Like in California, in Silicon Valley, it's all tech. They ain't using no checks out there. Here, we're not using. Big cities not using them. But Southern,
Well-
Midwest, they still take checks.
But
mean,
people, I
most-
tell you, it's good to keep a check because, like, let's say your cable bill is due. And you ain't really got the money. You write that check, and that money they don't cash it for 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
this is
So
true.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, like
I'm
like,
telling
like,
you it
like
works.
your cable
I
company
don't-
will still
they-
take a check
they-
over the
they-
phone.
They'll take it over the phone, but they
Pepco,
won't cash
hold it
it
for
for
2 days, exactly.
They'll hold it for 3 days and then make sure you
it's
put that money in there.
It's called payment arrangement, and all you need to know is your account and
No,
routing number.
sometimes people don't. Sometimes not saying how Ron does this, but sometimes people are
How do you know then?
Are at the cutoff notice. You write that check and they hold
This
it
is
for
true.
3 days.
But it's so
Right?
vicious now, though. The check is so. The reason why it's losing some of its power because you can print your own check now.
Yeah,
Right.
you've always could.
Yeah, exactly.
You've always could.
Yeah, you can print your own check. Yeah.
never knew that.
Because all it is required for a check
'Cause it's
is
just
to
a
have
promissory note.
if your your account number and your
And your
routing
signature.
number
And your signature.
and your signature.
And you can make up a dummy number, check number.
Look,
Well,
I received
that would be fraud.
No.
But
no,
No, you make up a
Put it
dummy
this way.
check number like a 101 or
oh yeah,
102,
the
something
number
like
of
that.
the check. Yes.
Yeah, so I've received a check that all I did was print it out and take it to the bank.
Well, you got the prepaid card.
That's
I'm
it.
just kidding.
No, it's not a pre-K
I'm
card.
just joking. Well, you can do that with the prepaid card.
Who has a
I don't know. How do you know then?
I have a prepaid card. I have a PNC account.
I don't have no prepaid
I
cards.
have a PNC account.
What's the name?
But my checkbook is to my PNC account. But anyway,
And maybe through your prepaid card since you know so much about it.
the
they
rush,
do have checks now. They do have checking
your
accounts.
rush card gets denied.
The rush cards, they get you. You get your pay. You get your pay
Do
3
they
days.
still have
3
rush
days
cards
first.
I
I'm not
don't
sure.
know. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
But when you rush,
But there's other prepaid cards, and prepaid cards they do pretty much. You know, like
I don't get the prepaid card, right?
I don't either.
I
the whole like how they expect they call this building your credit like you give them
But
the
you
money,
give them the money,
they
yeah.
put on the card and you spend the money that you sent to them and they somehow
They-
that proves to them that you're going to be
If
more,
here's the
Well,
thing.
see,
Here's
the
the
thing
thing.
about it is
Kind of
credit is
there's
very
a di-
important,
there's-
especially in this country.
It's
No, I get it.
it's a difference between the prepaid cards
And the secure credit
and the
cards.
secure credit cards. The prepaid cards like the Rush, those don't build any credit. There is a use for them. If you want to make up,
how does the secure do it? Because
well, the
you
secure
still have to put the money on it though.
You put the money on it. What the secure does, you're going through like a bank or something. They're reporting it to the 3 credit bureaus.
So
see, a Rush card, they don't report it.
So even though it's your money, they're letting you build credit
Exactly.
so you can actually get a line of credit.
Pay,
Yes.
You spend, you pay it back.
Okay.
You spend,
so
you pay it
because
back.
they're going to report it.
Exactly.
But dude, most of those
not
secure
only
cards
that,
are like first
they,
ones.
They already
and
got
stuff
their
like
money
that.
from you in the first place.
I get it. I get it. I'm telling you what I didn't know, man. I'm glad I did this, man. Like, I was able to get my son like a card with my card because I wanted to help him build his credit. You know how you can give like a
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do
the
it.
deal is,
Don't do it.
It's got a small amount of credit. It's name of
Don't do
$500.
it. Don't
And
do
so,
it. Don't do
told
it.
me to use it and teach him how to pay the bill. But the idea is I'm gonna keep it
When them
paid.
Jordans come out.
let me
I'm gonna keep it paid, but it'll help build his credit also.
one service that you can use, and I'm not selling a service, but I used it at one point. It was called Capital One has a good program where you give them a minimum of $50 and they'll give you a secure credit card of about $200, and gradually over time they'll increase it, and you can even add more money to it. It's your money. So if if you're definitely looking into helping your son out, look into that.
Let him do that.
Let him do that because therefore it's his money. Be like, yo, son, let me get 100. And basically, he goes over to Capital One, and they'll give because Capital One, I think they give 50% more.
Right?
Yeah,
because it's a secure card. My thing is, my dad didn't help me like this, man. I got a Sears credit card with like $1,000 limit. My dad took that thing, got tires, everything on his car, never paid the bill.
Boy.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dad, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? That's my man, though. It's my man. But I'm saying, I want my son. He's young. He's 24, right? I want him to have an 800. You know what I'm saying? I want him to have that credit score, build it. Take care of it, build it, keep it, take care of it.
Start
That's
him with
true.
the secure credit cards. Since he's
telling
20,
him
put him on that for and I suggest, and this is just my suggestion. Most of the major companies have a secure credit card, and whoever his bank is, get a secure credit card through that bank.
Right.
Get one through Capital One, American Express. Get different
Put
ones.
the money on automatic so it goes there automatically.
Yeah, I recommend 3 different ones at a very low amount depending on his income. If he's fresh out of college and he's only earning like 20, 30 grand, start him off real small, start him off real low.
Right.
As he gradually pays those bills off in time. You know what I'm saying?
consistent,
It'll
right.
consistently report to the credit bureaus.
Right.
And that's what you want. Companies like you want to work with those type of companies because they consistently report.
Yeah.
And on top of your secure card, companies like Discovery, they'll convert your secured card to a permanent card.
A credit card, right?
Yes,
a line of credit.
a unsecured card. And
Right,
that's
right.
essentially what you want in the end.
Exactly. And not only that, building that rapport with them and building your credit through them also lets them give you a loan at some point if you want to get a loan for something.
And two, and as he becomes wise and more understanding about it, tell him to consider a charge card down the line.
Yeah,
See that right there. When building credit, that builds it even more.
All I'm trying to get them to do is understand that, listen, once you find flips that you want to do, right? See, if you find an opportunity where you can flip something, right?
Right.
You need the cash. If you got a good credit score, you can go into your credit union bank and get $5,000, $10,000
Come on,
cash.
brother. Come on, brother.
Like overday. They'll sign up that day,
Right.
next day to be in your account, right? And you can take that 10 and turn it into 20 and then give them that 10 back. You know what I'm saying? And get yours. I want to be able to, I'm telling him,
Right.
by the time you're 30, if you got the right credit score, and you got some cash in the bank, man, you king.
Pimps
So
in the
you sitting back
pulpit.
waiting
That's
for
it, right.
opportunities, and you can pounce. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and it's important, and it's good that you're teaching them that because a lot of black folks, a lot of black folks, we're shy. We're culturally shy of the banking system in this country. We always have
Of
been.
course.
Because back in the past, during my mother and my grandmother's days, they got shitted on by the banks.
But not just that, we were just always trained to put the money in the mattress or hide it in the house. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
But then a lot of I hate to say it, but a lot of the parents from the 70s, They just
60s.
wasn't 60s, 70s, the whole weed scenario. They just wasn't great bookkeepers, and they
they didn't have no one to go off of. So a lot of times that's what the problem
my
was.
grandmother.
Yeah, you talking about the first generation going to college? Exactly.
Yeah,
Some of them.
That's true.
Yeah.
But cause I love my mom to death, but I know my mom didn't know much about college and stuff like that. So I had to, everything I did on my own. I had to figure it out. I had to go, do research on my own.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
Right.
by the parents nowadays, like our age, we are kind of like, how can I say, spoon feeding our children now. At least I can speak for myself.
Right.
Like, because my daughter didn't have to do anything to get prepared for college. I did everything but I was thinking back when I was her age, I did what she had. I mean, I did everything myself. Now, I filled out an
back in the day
application.
when we coming out of school, I think the guidance counselor got you ready, so you knew you had to go do this and apply for this.
But they're not doing that now.
Oh yeah. I mean, some kids are spoiled.
Spoiled.
Right.
A lot of them are.
Anyway, of course, this is Black History Month. We do know that, right?
Yes.
And so last week we talked about what was her name? Ella Fitzgerald, was that her name?
Was it? Yeah, last week.
And Marilyn Monroe. Y'all didn't like the whole Marilyn Monroe
No,
connection,
that was a downer. But just a quick question: if you were in your job or in a business meeting, any one of you in a business meeting, and there was like 3 black people, 2 white folk in the meeting, and one of the white women in the meeting said, "This is Black History Month. I didn't know it was Black History Month." Like a grown woman in her 40s. Like how would you feel working with a person like that?
I would be like, "Hey, can you pass me that newspaper?" And then I hit her upside the head.
To be honest, I mean, to be honest, man.
This is Black History Month.
To be
A lot of
honest,
people don't know.
I expect
Some white people in this country today.
A lot
to
of
be
people
honest,
don't know.
to be honest, it's almost expected in a sense. There's pockets of this country where
They stay to themselves.
where
so closed
people
off.
aren't used to seeing things from the outside. We are lucky to live in a cosmopolitan area like the DMV that exposes us to so much of the world. There are places in this world where people ain't never seen black folk and never had a cause to really learn about it. Some of it is sheer bliss. They just don't know. And some of it is just plain ignorance.
But
They don't want to know.
You have a question though, like
Which is surprising.
February came, and when we were in school, we knew February. That was when we did the Negro spirituals and stuff like that. But did they do that in the white schools?
No.
Up and down the
I was
white
gonna say
schools?
that's the point, right? That's
Right.
like what country's saying is like really powerful, right? Because it's only human to think that
Right.
the channels that you watch on TV,
Right.
everybody
Does
watches
watch
those
it.
channels.
Like,
but they don't, right?
That's why
question,
Ron
where-
thinks everybody's an A-list actor or actress.
My question to all y'all: Where
Never
did
hit
y'all
shows he
Where'd
watched.
y'all go to school? Where'd y'all go to school?
DC.
Right here,
The DMV.
PG County, yep.
Yeah, you see, I grew up in South Carolina. I was exposed to a different, I was exposed to a different form of education. Now we were aware of Black History Month, and we did our Black History Month, activities or anything. But growing up in the Deep South, it's just what it is.
Wow.
We're not gonna, of course, white folks are gonna be as, accepting. Why does
y'all
my
were
son
already
have to do
conditioned
all
for
this?
that. Y'all were already conditioned for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all was
no,
strong.
we knew Black History Month was going on, and in many
It just
cases,
wasn't like.
it was different. Like
Oh, wow.
it was
'Cause
different.
It was
like
huge
up
for
here,
us. Like
they'll
we
talk-
did a whole we did a whole.
So did you have a lot of white
choir.
teachers?
I mean, I had a mixture of teachers, black and white, and of
Black
course,
and white.
and I went to a very mixed school. So yes, we learned about Black history, but knowing the culture of the land and where I
the
was
South,
at that
right.
time,
Yeah, the
if you
region.
got a school that was majority white, you can't expect for them to be talking about Black history.
They ain't have no
Right.
Black History program.
Nah,
right?
they
Exactly.
here they got
Well,
festivals.
yeah, what they
got-
gonna do? They gonna blackface?
Like don't
Like,
do that.
like I went to elementary school at Bunker Hill over in Northeast.
That sound crazy.
Bunker Hill.
You talking about
And-
Archie Bunker? It's like no.
I know.
But,
I know what
Bunker
you're talking
Hill.
about.
And it's funny. I remember there's a couple things I remember from that school. I remember
You
that
were right on the line.
the
though.
library was very important. Like you went to the library, it was a big thing for the class
Dewey
to go to the
Decimal
library.
System.
2, McGruff the Crime Dog came every year, right? At least twice a year, something like that. And
Officer
then
Friendly.
third, we always had if it wasn't a Black History program, I remember singing the Lift Every Voice and sing in the auditorium every year, like every
See,
school
we
year.
we
Yeah,
didn't say that.
I remember. I just remember
It's-
putting on these huge Black History plays, and then
Y'all
there's
had-
always something huge.
We always sang
February.
Lift Every Voice and
Yeah,
sing.
And,
we didn't sing that. Y'all had festivals,
Right,
all
we
that
do this
stuff.
Black History. But real
Yeah.
quick, our quick Black History moment here today. Of course, do you guys know who Well, a fact is someone who invented the wrench. You guys know
A
that
black man who invented the wrench. How do
Yes.
you think? I'm just gonna go with my default answer. George Washington Carver.
Well, actually not. But Jack Johnson was the first black heavyweight fighter. Y'all remember that?
Jack
He
Johnson,
was
okay.
The first black
heavyweight fighter.
I think I said that. But he was the first black heavyweight fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate, when he was incarcerated, he invented the wrench. But there was the twist to this though. So of course they tried, and back in 2005, a big story started where they changed the wrench to the monkey wrench. They were saying that the white man changed the monkey wrench because this black man invented the wrench. Not true. So actually, Jack Johnson invented a new wrench. The monkey wrench was actually invented by Charles Monkey, and that's what the monkey wrench came from. When Jack Johnson was in jail, he made it a better wrench, made it added to it. So he got a better patent on it.
So we have to actually have to look that up to see, because wrenches is a variety of wrenches, and like the first wrench was just the basic wrench, right?
And it was made by a white man, Monkey, whatever his name was.
So
Charles Monkey.
which has the cylinders on it, right?
No, see, that's what Jack Johnson did. Jack Johnson made it while he was in jail. He made it a better created. He created it better,
Okay.
so they can fit better screws
That's
and
nice.
stuff
I
like
didn't
that.
know that.
And so
Jack Johnson. So he
but
upgraded it.
Yeah, but in 2005 they started this whole I hate to say it fake news, and they tried to say that the monkey wrench was made by him, and it was the white man renamed it monkey wrench because he was black, which is not true. Monkey wrench is actually
all right. I
made
would have thought
before
that
him.
once you said with the black man, then with the monkey, I said okay.
But
So it was bad. It was fake news. Anyway,
what else he
that's
was
how-
famous? What else he was famous for? Jack Johnson.
He's a boxer.
I mean, more than that.
Then he also
He was the
he
first-
also went to jail because he was dating interracial dating. That's one reason why he went to jail, because he was flaunting. It was against the law back
Dating
then.
a white
to-
woman.
Well, to have white women in your car and drive and be sexual with them and
That's
stuff.
crazy.
Like that.
He was
man.
the most famous black. He was the very first, but also most famous black heavyweight ever. Because not only at the beginning of the 19th century, when he first won his belt, you know the movie that James Earl Jones made back in the day called
Right.
Great White Hype? It was based essentially around
Johnson.
Jack Johnson's life. They couldn't find a person to beat this dude, and they would search for white men from all over the world just to beat this dude.
Couldn't
But
find one.
but the crazy thing about Jack Johnson, like I say, he invented the wrench. He was not only a boxer, but he's a very intelligent man, and people didn't realize
I
that.
imagine.
So
I imagine.
anyway, our
But
solid
you know what?
moment goes to Jack Johnson.
Maybe we should
our
talk
Black
about
History
that.
moment.
Salute.
Salud.
We should talk about that one day.
No
like,
drink?
Like
We ain't got our drink yet. but-
so he started the whole trend of black athletes dating white women. It's still going on.
You know
today.
what? You're right. See, now I love how you made it ratchet. That's the way I was
Well,
trying. That's what I
to
was
be
trying
honest,
to go to.
if you want to be honest about him, he went over to Europe, France, where it's a completely different
Flow.
perception.
I
It's
get it.
always been a different
Like
flow.
racism not the same in Europe.
It's a different type of racism, and one of the things that anybody who's black who's been to Europe, they love and they're obsessed with Black American culture.
But
They
see,
treat
but
Africans
I-
like shit.
I didn't agree. I mean,
Well,
I've
Black
heard
Americans
my friend
they
just
love.
came back from
Oh, yeah.
Paris, and he said that they treated black people. They treated him really rude. They treat black people really rude in Paris. He said they didn't want to speak.
This
Especially
is
if you
current
didn't
mod
know-
just happened?
Just current. He just went this past summer, and he said that it was a bad experience for him.
Was he speaking in French or trying
He
to
did-
speak French or African?
I don't know that, but I know he said that if he didn't speak French, they were really rude. They treated. He noticed that another white couple came in and they was really catering to them. They
Right.
ignored that black table, and
He must have looked really ratchet.
no,
Like,
he wasn't. He's very cultured.
Oh, he
very,
is? Okay.
Very well
Yeah,
dressed,
but
polished.
Okay.
I spent some time in France, and the Parisians are assholes. I'm just gonna be real about that.
Okay.
But when you go to the further south, they're Parisians are assholes like New York. You know, I love my New Yorkers, but they can be assholes. I'm just gonna call it what it is.
Yeah, they just very direct.
Connecticutans.
They very direct. they don't
Yeah.
they don't have a lot of
Yeah,
framing. They
but
just
when
say
you
it.
start getting into like Marseille, further south and like up north, Lyon,
Versailles,
yeah,
sounds sexy.
that part of French,
Versailles.
they're very friendly. But also France is a culture where if you're over there, if you're attempting to speak the language,
It's not
they'll
good.
talk to you. Most
Wow.
people can speak English. If you're over there like, hey, can somebody help me?
Well,
They're gonna look at you and they speak their language.
well, we
They're
got
like, fuck
we
you.
gotta go
That's
to a
how
quick
wild.
break, you guys.
He won't
Again,
try
our,
right.
our Black History moment goes to my brother Jack Johnson, yo.
Shout out to Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson, you did your thing. You know, you
Started us on, got us hooked on the white women.
you taxed the white women ass and you made the monkey wrench.
we
You did
could
your
get-
thing. You did your thing. Anyway, we'll be right back. I don't know if we're gonna have our drink of the day. I don't know.
Yeah, we are.
We are?
Yeah,
Oh, we got our drink of the day. We'll be right back with our drink of the day and some hot topics. There's a lot of great stuff in hot topics. Give us a call at 202-656-1BAR. Salute!
I'm turning water to wine.
Hood Classic. Sipping on some scissors. Sipping on some scissors.
Welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar.
Salud.
Salud, salud, salud. Yo, of course, my favorite segment of the show is when we introduce our drink of the day. Hey, Pastor, what is this, man?
What is this?
What is this?
Concoction.
What is this concoction? Anyway,
Not sure.
This is our what do we want to call it? Some good tea. It's a tea punch.
This shout out to us.
Actually, it's really good. Oh my God.
Southern. It's a tea.
Southern style.
Black History Month. You know, black people have their
Southern tea.
affection for their tea. Yeah.
It's good. It's good. It's made with pineapple Ciroc, berry Ciroc, some sort of tea. Mango tea.
Yeah.
And a splash of what's that? Cranberry or mango juice? Mango juice.
Yep.
It's really good. Like a mango lemonade.
Mango lemonade.
Peach lemonade.
Peach lemonade.
Peach
There you
mango.
Mango
go.
tea, peach lemonade,
Wow.
and Ciroc.
This recipe will be on our Facebook, hopefully, if Dave gets to his job.
Don't expect it.
Yo, check out our shirt. I'm rocking one today. You can order
I have
these-
one.
You got on one? You got it on now?
Smoke.
Take it off. That's my cousin. Don't do it.
Wait a minute.
Pat, you not
Keep
rocking
it
one?
on.
Keep it on. Anyway, you can order these shirts online at openbartuesday@gmail.com. Part of the proceeds benefit local charities, people. Local charities. Yo, y'all ready for some hot topics?
Yeah, let's do it.
it.
Yo.
Sir.
So, of course, everybody know we've been following the whole Jussie Smollett situation, right?
Yeah,
Is it
that's
Jesse or
sad.
Josie?
Jussie Smollett.
Jussie.
Is it Smollett? How do you pronounce
Smollett.
Smollett.
Smollett. Okay, we were
Jussie
talking.
Smollett.
Okay.
So, I mean, of course, it came back up. Now there's like speculations that people are not believing him.
The Chicago police are putting that out
Chicago
there. They're
are
like,
putting it
they're
out
like
there.
this ain't
They're
adding up.
gonna charge him if this is
for
not
false, for filing a false
So
report.
what is it that came up that's giving this?
Well, unfortunately,
false-
there's been a little things like he didn't want to turn in. He didn't turn in all his phone records.
He didn't
like
want
they
to turn in
said.
his cell phone.
He didn't want to turn in his cell phone, but when he did, he turned in like not all of the
So what
the
are his cell
records,
phone
yeah.
records allegedly proving?
Well, I guess what they're trying to
Or
say,
not
maybe
proving.
he went on one of those apps and was about to get a date and went
Well,
wrong. But no, I'm just saying.
Is
He
that
said-
what they're trying to prove?
No, I'm just joking,
I think he said at the time he was on the phone with his manager.
Yeah, with his manager, and then
Yeah.
that turned out they didn't see any evidence of that. But I still believe the brother because there's
Something happened.
The only video that they found was him showing up at the hotel with the rope around his neck and bleach, and he was bloody.
It wasn't even
So-
a hotel. It was his apartment.
Oh, his
building.
apartment building, or whatever.
But you're right. But he knows the true story. Like he
Yeah.
can take this mystery away. It don't have to be a mystery. Things add up. The
But he's
truth,
telling it.
it just will set you free.
But the neighbors also are saying that they think that he's lying because they said that they've been some of the neighbors. They said there's gay neighbors there, there's black, there's whites, all in the
See what I'm
area.
a
saying?
diverse
And this
community.
is Chicago. So to turn it into a make America a great thing, you know, like ain't no Trump people sitting in Chicago.
But
like
one
that.
thing he do
Well, I
have,
guess
one
they
thing-
know what part of
cold-ass
Chicago-
but one thing he do have in his, I mean,
Defense?
to kind of
Working in his favor.
In his favor was the fact that on the show he was getting death threats. He was getting these letters stating that because he's gay and he was black and he was getting a lot of death
Which
threats
show?
and stuff. Empire, they was mailed it to the
I
Empire
don't,
show.
I don't. It's so many. Here's my problem with that. It's so many gay actors and actresses.
Why would he be the
that
target?
Yeah,
Yeah, why
And
him?
or
Empire-
if he found himself in a situation.
Exactly. And Empire's a popular show.
Right.
You know,
Is it?
Yeah,
it's
very
a popular show
It's popular.
within
I-
That's
I-
A-list
I don't
actress
watch it.
Taraji.
It's a popular show within
It's on like its fourth season, right?
It's
Fifth.
it's a popular show within
Yeah.
our community.
10th season?
Fifth.
You
No,
know.
it's more than because it's on Fox.
Nah,
Fox is an actual.
It's a big deal.
It's a
It's a
big.
big-
It's
okay,
not.
this-
It's
all
not
right,
on BET
it's a big
or
deal.
TV
It's a big
One.
deal.
My thing is he's not even the primary attraction to that show.
No, but he's
So-
but he's one of them more known figures in the
I
show,
think
though.
he's definitely a prominent figure in
Yeah,
I think
in the top
so.
3 or
Empire.
4.
Well-
But he's also doing. Can we call, okay, let's go back. Let's give some context, all right? Because somebody might be like, "Who the heck are you talking about?" Jesse Julett, Jesse Juicy, Josie,
Jussie.
Jesse Julett. God forgive me for not pronouncing his name
Jussie
correctly.
Smollett.
Smollett.
Jesse Smollett is a very, very talented,
Very.
Very talented musician,
actor,
actor.
musician.
Yes.
Very engaging, and you don't even have to know him in real life to really kind of see him in different roles
Right.
and to pick up on the fact that this is just a kind of a genuine guy, right? Like he's playing his role as a queer male, but he's also happy and
That's
just
his life,
in life,
yeah.
right?
So he
he's
has
really-
no
he's really
reason to
queer
make up
in
this
real life.
story. That's
Well,
what
it's not
I'm
even
saying,
about
I
making
agree.
up or not making up. So I'm not even getting that far yet. What I will say is to his character is that something happened that should not have happened,
Shouldn't
right?
happen, yeah.
And so
I
let's
agree.
just if we could just leave it there and then let the rest of it be worked out by law enforcement.
Well, no, law
and-
enforcement.
I
is
think
saying-
everybody.
law
I think
enforcement is
everybody.
saying-
But what happens? What we get to do now is kind of take them back to whatever their due process is.
Right.
Well,
Versus,
see, that's the thing. Law enforcement.
It's
They,
saying something
at
like
first,
that.
they trying to
at
make
first
it
they
fake
was
news.
they was
They
on
were
his
all for
side.
him. Now they switching up
Now
on him.
they're saying that if he's lying, they're gonna fully prosecute him.
well, you
Right.
guys don't. I don't want to kind of come back into DC law enforcement. I mean, so if you want me
No,
to
we don't
come
want to
into
do that. We're not gonna go there.
conversation,
We
then
keeping
can
this
come-
segment ratchet, so we're not
All
gonna go
right.
that deep. No, but another thing about it was I don't know. You guys familiar with John Lennon?
they're
Is
going to
that
get
his
a
name?
warrant for his call
Lennon,
record.
yeah.
No, I'm sorry. What's the CNN?
said he was on the phone with
black,
his
the
manager.
black
Don
Don
Lemon.
Lennon.
Don
Don
Lemon.
Lennon was.
I saw
recently-
the Red Table
He was
Talk.
on the Red
Hold on.
Table
Yeah,
Talk.
I saw a piece of that.
Lemon, like the
Lemon,
fruit.
Don Lemon,
Linen.
lemon,
Lemon.
like the fruit. He was on the Red Table Talk, and he discussed his whole thought about
Jussie.
Jussie, and
What did he say?
To me, it sounded like he was kind of, skeptical.
shade.
He didn't believe him.
I didn't say that, but he
I-
said,
I
but he
didn't
support
see-
him. He said he's
Oh,
supporting the
God.
brother.
That's because that community, they are heavy supporters of each other.
Well, but the whole if
support.
you guys didn't get a chance to check out the Red Table, John,
I didn't get a chance
Don Lemon, he's a really courageous guy, and and
Lemon is
Well,
Yeah.
he has
What-
been.
what-
I mean, 'cause
what-
he's been
what-
doing his show.
what makes him
you
so
know,
courageous?
as an open queer male?
well,
for,
that's for one. He came out in 2011,
yeah, and even in his
I mean,
profession alone.
why do you have to come out about what you do in your privacy of your own home?
Hold on.
Well,
Two
it's not that
questions.
you
asked two-
have
you
to
asked
do
two questions.
anything. It's just
what
the
makes
fact-
him courageous. Yeah,
That's
like-
what I'm saying.
Okay, so let me
you know what?
respond.
It is courageous for him to come out and say, "I'm
He-
a gay
okay.
man" on TV. That was courageous.
He
Right.
is in a profession
He got a lot
that's
of flack for that.
already under scrutiny because
Exactly.
when you're in the public's eye, no matter what you do or don't do, you're being judged for that,
Right,
right?
exactly.
And so to be already being under this microscope and then to say, "Hey, let you further into my world,"
Exactly.
You know, that's you have to give him his credit for
yeah.
that.
And on that show, he
What
talked
credit
about.
do you supposed to get?
I think
No, no.
anybody.
Well, no, I mean because
even
it's
with-
just
regardless of
anything
what
to put
it
you under
was,
scrutiny, you should get
regardless
credit
of what
for.
it is, right? When you're sharing your life on national and international television, and you're willing to let people inside in that way, that's like you said, it's none of their
Right,
business.
right. Okay, so
Give yourself some credit.
well,
for
no.
it.
In general, we'll give anybody credit for being honest. If you just tell the
Yeah.
truth about yourself, you get some credit.
You get some credit.
but not a lot of credit. But what he did at being
Not a lot of credit.
Not a lot of credit. Well, you just telling the truth.
Bitch, you doing what you're supposed to do. You know, I got
Yeah,
you.
thank you. You're doing what you're supposed to
Well,
do.
no, because you're not.
But
You don't.
You
Like
don't
you
have
said,
to
it's
share
not
your
something that's
world.
obligated.
You don't have to share your
But
world.
When you are a, when
But
you
you-
are
but that's
a,
not-
But most people
let's-
are not living
let's
their
hear
true
Pastor.
selves. Period.
Let's
hear
right.
Pastor real
So
quick.
then, when you're able to live your true self in front of a national, international lens, it really does put you in a
That's
seat
what I'm
of,
saying,
of
when you-
almost heroic.
when
Right.
you are in front of a camera and
No
you
matter
have a
what
certain
your opening
platform
was.
and you come out and admit that you're gay, you get a lot of credit for that, for courage credit. You know what I'm saying? Because you get a lot of shots for that. Just from like Anderson Cooper came out,
Right.
Don Lemon came out. When you come out, you get a lot of shots for that.
But Don Lemon also spoke about because he's in an interracial.
But it was like,
he's
tell
in
me something I don't
hold on.
already know.
He's in an interracial relationship. He talked about his struggles with that as well, and how I mean,
That's the part I don't want to hear.
You don't wanna hear that. You wanna hear that?
Like,
My thing is this. Let's take one football player who tried to come out as he was entering into the league.
Yeah, then
Where is
we
he
got-
sitting? Where is he sitting at?
this is why it's courageous to come out because
No, because no one had to know what your
was-
your
you
sexual
Well,
preference
let me go back.
is.
Let me
I would
say,
say-
regardless of what it was, right? Let's just say you decided, Magic Johnson deciding to openly talk about him, having an STD or HIV, right?
HIV.
That's
well,
crazy.
so what I'm
Yeah.
saying
Well,
is that
it's kind of, yeah.
anytime you
Courageous.
are putting
Totally
yourself
courageous,
in a
yeah.
position
where
where
you can be stigmatized.
Well, you're vulnerable and open up.
you're
Yeah.
breaking any type
Exactly.
of stigma. I'll say that. Anytime
Yeah.
you're breaking any type of stigma, like dealing with lupus or dealing with
You
dealing
get
with these
courageous
things
credit.
Yeah.
where people are kind of wanting to be shying away from the
get
conversation.
I will
Gotta give
say
yourself some
this.
credit.
Yo,
I will
after you
say
say that,
this.
we got to move on.
I will say
unfortunately,
this.
'cause we're kind of running behind.
In the media and entertainment world, there's there's been gay actors and actresses forever, and I get
behind the
exactly
scene-
what you're saying.
Behind the scenes, there's plenty of them.
Yeah, and with Sam, the football player, Michael Sam, that was his name.
Mm-hmm.
It was very courageous for him to come out, knowing the consequences of, of what
'Cause
that
there are
might start.
consequences.
Because he was in that type of that environment where it's it's highly testosterone.
And where did it get him?
Well, I mean, just him, but other people got him okay.
Well, he's
like
a garbage
Don,
player.
Don Lennon,
No, but I'm just
Don Lennon
saying,
got a CNN show, so I'm just kidding. But shout out to Cook
He had a
Curtis.
CNN
Shout
show
out to our
beforehand.
Cook Curtis, who said he live on Facebook. He said you can live your true self rather than say you're gay or not. It's really nobody's business.
Thank you.
Shout out to Cook Curtis. Moving on really quickly. Of course, the Grammys was this week. Before I actually break down the stuff that happened in the Grammys, there was some big. Nicki Minaj kind of got.
What happened? I didn't
all
even
right,
see that post.
and I'll tell you. So
Okay.
what happened was BET kind of shaded Nicki Minaj.
An intern.
They're not exactly. They don't know exactly who, but
That's
what
who they
she
blaming.
mentioned was the tweet said.
Can we pull it up?
Nicki Minaj being dragged by her lace front because as Cardi B wins this award. So Nicki Minaj then again returned back and she backed out of the BET awards. The BET.
Wait, can we pull it up? Can we find it? Is it still out there somewhere?
No, I think it was
I
removed.
mean, they
It
might
was
have
pulled
deleted
back.
it, but once it's out there in the world,
Well, I couldn't find it.
Hold on. So what's going on?
So Nicki Minaj, BET.
Where's BET coming in this at? Yeah.
BET, the actual station, did a tweet from their website that said, and Nicki Minaj is winning. She just won Best Rapper, Best Female Rapper.
Cardi B.
Cardi B. I'm sorry, just won Best Female Rapper.
And then they said,
wow, Nicki Minaj is being dragged out by her
This
lace
came out
front.
on
Now,
BET's Twitter.
now, has Nicki Minaj won a Grammy?
Okay, that's not the point here. But what I'm saying was,
I'm asking the question.
No, she
No,
hasn't.
she
won
has
it.
not.
She hasn't
Okay,
won
so
the
so
Grammy.
that's why
So, yeah.
people might have took offense to it.
well, she
You
should
can
have.
take
But
offense
to me,
anyhow.
BET is a professional business. They should have known. Whoever did this should be fired. And then the sad thing about it was,
You called me was jobs.
I mean, why should somebody be
somebody
fired?
because that's just unprofessional. It was just a bad, poor joke. Bad.
No,
bad
it might
joke.
be a bad look for BT saying. Well, really, BT. I mean,
But now it caused them to opening up because Nicki Minaj is supposed to open up the BET Awards this year.
so she's backing out.
She backed out. She put whole Goody Mob out. So
she doesn't have nothing to do with Goody Mob.
or whatever her people are.
See, and I feel like that. I understand. On one hand, I understand her feelings of wanting to do that, to pull out. But I feel like she probably should have just did it and then stepped her show up even more, like put some more money and said, "We're gonna really do it now." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I mean,
Well,
she felt. I mean,
she won
pretty
enough
much pulled it
BET
out.
awards.
she could have took shots at BET while she was doing it.
Well, again, I say I understand and I understand where she came from. I think it was real disrespectful to her.
They
Even
got-
though I have to say here, I have to admit, I'm a Cardi B fan. I'm a Nicki Minaj fan too, but,
but I feel
I'm
like-
totally
I'm
Cardi
not
B.
either fan of either.
I'm
actually.
a fan of Cardi
What
B.
I am a fan of, not necessarily the person, but the.
Success.
The attitude and
No, well-
the
success of
the
two
come
women.
I
up.
have this
The success of two
love-hate
women in
kind of
hip-hop.
relationship because I feel like, Cardi B is definitely self-made. Nicki Minaj is
That's a good point.
semi-self-made. Kind of had a good some good
some
writers
good
coming up.
backers.
And not to say that Cardi B didn't have the same help because I wasn't with them in the gym.
That's funny.
But
Getting the ass
I
pumped.
was with the gym.
But
you
but
wasn't with us.
but you
in
you
the
can-
gym?
my point
But you
is-
can
my
see,
point is saying
but you
that
see,
I
you see,
can
like we live with Cardi B.
acknowledge-
We seen
I
Cardi
can
B's
ac-
come up
we-
from
we-
love and
we
hip hop
kinda see
to
her
like
transition.
We've seen Nicki Minaj come up. Though.
We
not really, because
Well, so my point is, and let me say this, and you guys can go from there. But I say, from a woman's perspective, right? I respect a woman that's willing to be her authentic self, right? And then when you're looking at us raising younger women, that's kind of seeing the new Cardi B twerk videos and kind of a triple XX on video, it's
They out
problematic because now you have you look up to her but not too high.
Okay.
You
How
remember
do you-
BET after night? Or what was that?
Yeah, baby.
not after
Uncut.
night anymore.
Yeah, baby.
But
You
it was a
gotta-
time of day. Now there's no
Yeah,
discretion. There's
no,
no
it can't stop
bottom.
But see,
You-
Oh, for real? I don't know.
but you know what? And you know what?
It's not even on TV.
No,
It's
And you know
on
what?
Instagram,
That's
it's
why
on
I think we
Facebook,
look up to.
it's
That's why I
on-
say I give Cardi B her props.
It's
Or I
scary.
wouldn't give her props. I give her people their props because they are they making her. Even look at the way that her Grammys performance. It was way different than her
performance.
She
normal.
grew up because give her some credit. Right?
It was
That
real
last
burlesque
twerk
and
video
classy and sexy. It
is
wasn't like
also-
twerking. It wasn't shaking. And
But I gotta say this, and I posted a video on my Facebook about how are you really dealing with yourself? How are you really doing? That last twerk video was a woman that was kind of, I got cheated on. I'm trying to like lash out.
She's done twerking videos recently?
There was one with a leopard suit and
Yeah, I mean,
That was
I don't know.
that was the one she
No,
did
she's
with
still gonna
City
do it.
Girls.
She still does it on stage.
she's gonna be her. Cardi B
Yeah,
is
yeah,
Cardi
she's
B.
gonna be
She's
her.
her
that
authentic
just
self.
was another
But
level of be yourself. But that in itself, it just
No,
was a
but you know
whole
what?
other level.
That's you can't unscramble the egg. Like that's out
you
now.
can't unscramble the egg. I
You
like
can't
that.
unscramble the egg.
3,
He's
4,
right.
5-year-old girls is twerking now because it's on YouTube. It's in regular video.
Shake a little
really
ass. Shake a little dance.
And that's the challenge. My point is that the challenge that we
Money.
have is that we're combating with individuality, with kind of identity. So one, you want to already be an individual who yourself is, but then you have so many young girls struggling with identity.
But this is the thing.
But-
see,
That
Well, I hear what you're saying, but it's nothing like somebody who just unapologetically
Well,
themselves.
see, we can
and that's
embrace
what Cardi
that
B.
as
And that's
adults,
why Cardi
right?
B
Like,
is
so that's-
giving who she is.
So this is where, like I said, this is where I am in the kind of this torn phase with her because I can embrace it as an adult. As
You can't
someone
twerk, though.
It's not about the
Sorry.
twerking. It's
Hold
about
on,
the fact
hold
that
on.
I'm dealing with young women every single day and their self-esteem. I'm
I
dealing
hear
with
you.
women, their young girls, grown women and their self-esteem,
right.
No,
grown
it-
women and their
And
identity.
the thing is,
But hold on.
that's
but
that's
you have to
called-
like be. You
that's
have to be
called-
clear though.
It's
how,
a conflict.
It's a conflict.
How you
It's a
attach.
clear conflict.
You have to be clear how you attach a self-esteem with Cardi and her.
I'm telling you,
and her twerking.
it's all
like,
directly
Right.
related.
well,
Because as much as Cardi B is
Right.
probably like at this level of success,
But you guys-
like, oh, but my husband is still cheating.
you guys,
on
we
me.
got to move on real quick
Yeah.
because I knew we got to get to two topics. You got topic, and of course, past this segment. Everybody's waiting for his segment.
It's a
So real quick, to break down the
My son was
Grammys,
not-
highlights of the Grammys, really quickly. Of course, everybody was pretty mad that J-Lo did her performance. I thought she was excellent, but people were mad that she was
She
representing
sang
Motown.
great, but she shouldn't
Yeah.
have been represented.
My thing is this.
Yeah.
That was a stretch.
My thing is this.
I love J Lo.
I thought J-Lo. I'm a huge J-Lo fan too.
think
I
I'm
thought she
fan.
did a
is
good
this.
job.
Who did y'all want to do it?
Exactly.
Because y'all-
Anybody
because-
black.
Exactly.
No. But y'all don't want black performers performing at the Grammys, so they turning down the performances.
Who don't want black
said that?
performers?
Who are
Who
we
don't
still
want
boycotting the Grammy? That boycott is over.
Some-
All
some-
right, that was
Some
that
people,
was
some
not-
people were boycotting
was
the
Oscars.
Grammys.
So white.
A lot of people still
See,
boycotting.
that's
the
the
Grammys.
thing. We got to talk about our boycotts. We got to get a little bit more,
It-
a little bit more organized with our boycotts.
Some people were still
We're
boycotting.
never organized with them.
Because somebody's boycotting Gucci, somebody's not boycotting Gucci.
My thing,
Right.
I mean, we're individuals.
Well,
so-
we got real quick, so I don't want to lose focus. But anyway, what were we talking? Oh, we talking about J Lo's performance. Everybody was mad about that. We know about that.
It
I
shouldn't
thought it was
happen.
really good. Another good highlight of the thing, of course, Michelle Obama looked amazing.
Michelle Obama.
Looked amazing. I was so.
you forget the biggest highlight.
And then of course,
How tall is Michelle? Can we get up? Can we pull it?
5'11",
we gotta find
and a
that.
half.
5'11".
Jada
With
Pinkett,
heels.
all them was there.
6'2".
Yeah, well,
Michelle Obama is a tall
Michelle Obama?
woman, and I'm a tall woman. But I looked at her and those and at
Well,
the
how
Grammys.
tall is Obama? I
He
mean, I'm
has to
sorry,
be
President
about
Obama.
He's like
he about
6'3",
6'2", 6'3".
He both they're the
6'3",
same
6'4".
height.
But you know what? I didn't know. I mean, I don't know because I always thought Meek Mills was short, but that man was tall too. So, I always
next to
thought
Kevin
Barack
Hart.
was tall. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was funny. But anyway, real quick, of course, that was a highlight of that show. Then also Drake.
Yeah.
What about Drake?
Drake gave a speech at the end of the Grammys that actually got cut, and he said some very important things because a lot of people know Drake's been boycotting
during his acceptance speech.
Yeah, Drake has pretty much boycotted most of the award ceremonies, BET, all of them for the last couple of years, and his primary reason behind it is, look, this is a popularity series. You don't need any of this to validate yourself as an artist. Not in those words, but essentially said it and then his speech was cut off.
That was a very positive thing to say.
As he made it.
If you represent your region where you're from and you give back to
Barack
the
is
community,
6'1".
you already won.
Oh wow.
You don't need a Grammy to validate you. You already won.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Wow.
You don't need a
That was
Grammy. You don't need a title. I had someone trying to beat me down over the fact that my current commissioner page is still up because one, I did that work, nobody else. So yeah, it is an archive and it is a way to reflect on what we've done. So they were mad that I did not take down the page.
Take it down.
And let go. They told me to let go of the commissioner. I said I made the commissioner. I was who I was before I ever had the title. And that's the part that people forget is that some people are made by a title and then some people create titles. So it's a difference.
You better preach.
Some people are.
Anyway, that was my whole hot topics. We're gonna go to a commercial. We'll come right back with.
Open bar.
You had something to say?
Absolutely.
You got something. We'll come right back with Sharice is in the building, the commissioner, or is it former commissioner?
Former commissioner.
Former commissioner. Yo, give us a call 202-656-1
Get in
bar.
trouble with the people who
Salud.
take that page down now.
Sipping on some scissors. Sipping on some scissors.
Niggas ain't trying to smoke. Niggas ain't trying to smoke. Hey, niggas slanging painters cause it got to go. Same all you niggas say me, you ain't even know. Bitches TSV OG, but it's cause it got to go.
Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bars. Salud.
Salud.
Of course, we drinking on the, what was this again? The black
Southern
tea made with our choice of Ciroc, different flavors Ciroc, vodkas, mango
peach
juice, and
lemonade,
peach
and
lemonade.
mango tea.
Definitely
Why
great.
we ain't using no Southern vodka?
So Southern Comfort.
We use a city vodka, right?
We
Southern
use a city
Comfort
vodka.
and whiskey.
Southern
It's
Comfort.
cosmopolitan.
Yo, don't forget to go ahead, yo guys, and log in, subscribe to our YouTube channel, WLVS Radio. There you can see all the other shows that WLVS have to show. Not only this wonderful show, but other great shows doing their thing.
That's
here
right.
at the WLVS studio. Sharice, where you been, baby? We miss you.
I missed you guys too, man. It's been an exciting couple of months through the holidays. You know, we hung up our jersey for the ANC commissioner office, picked up a new team. We know we got elected to the state committee.
Bravo.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. So we are the at-large committee woman. The Pelosi clap, yes. Hold up, I want to get the Pelosi clap right, because that's significant. We got to make sure, and we really can't give her the clap because she used it appropriately at that time. But it's really the black girl clap because black girls have been clapping that way since I was growing up around Southeast
No, black
DC.
girls,
No. Don't
And that's when you about to fight. Come on, what you say?
But that's also important. That's also a hot topic in what's happening right now,
church
right?
clap.
It's a great segue because as the at-large committee woman, I am dealing with a lot of national and kind of national agendas, right? So taking our policies to another level from local government to national and federal government. And looking at the work that Nancy Pelosi's doing, I have to give her a round of applause for her advocacy and making sure the government opened back up. I don't think I've seen you guys since the furlough happened.
Right.
And now we're in a space where we possibly are facing another furlough.
No, they
DC
found out
government-
today that they're not going to do it for.
Not necessarily.
So,
was
we
DC
don't.
government exempt from that?
Yes.
So that's an interesting thing. DC government is the sanctimonium city within a city. So DC government was allowed to stay open because they're operating on an independent budget that was already allotted from the federal appropriation.
'Cause
So
I
the
know-
so the budget surplus was keeping the doors open.
Because I know that, like, with DC government, most of the agencies that have something to do with national security, and now, of course, the Department of Defense, they remained open.
Yeah, there were some exempt offices, but there were
Well-
some exempt federal agents, but they were still not getting paid.
No, but then the people that
TSA.
were getting paid because they got their money, they got their
But you gotta
finances.
think, it was-
government
but
was
they got their
getting paid.
finances approved before that time.
But then there
prior
were-
to that.
But you gotta also understand.
So there were people that were working that were not getting paid.
That's
And,
true.
You know, they were
But
not
that
getting
was,
paid.
And
TSA.
we always forget that was only 25% of the government shut down. The other 75% was still working and getting paid.
Right. NIH was open.
So it's agency by agency. Each agency obviously has their exempt considered employees,
Well,
but that doesn't mean that they were all getting paid. So like a lot of people. So NIH was getting paid. I can verify that
Right.
for sure. But there were other agencies that were not getting paid. That
Yeah,
people were working.
Well,
with.
I just love that meme of
'Cause
what's her
only
name,
800,000
Pelosi,
was-
when
The
she was
Pelosi
like,
clap.
"You still not getting
Yes.
that wall, motherfucker."
You know, but the thing about it is that, you know, you look at the fact that yes, border security is an important issue. It's an
Right.
important topic. To attempt to say that the Democrats are not concerned about safety is inaccurate. The problem is that none of the data that they've received and that the president received in any of his debriefs showed border security at that particular location being our problem with national security.
Right.
So that's what made this kind of made up alarming situation all false, because this was not the border at this point is not what's causing our national
I mean, to
security.
be
No,
honest,
he
more
was anticipating
illegal-
what's
more-
going to happen with El Chapo since he just got
To be
found
hon-
convicted today.
Well, see,
to
those
be
are
honest-
other
El Chapo.
To
conversations,
be
right?
honest, more illegal aliens. More people were deported under Obama than in any other previous, and even the current administration.
Don't
But,
bring
I
up the
mean,
black
and-
man.
But, you know,
No,
but-
and
but-
the thing, that's always been a
Yeah.
conservative talking point. Border security.
That was their position, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
but you know, obviously, if you look on the other side, the guy made a promise and he wants to show that
Yeah.
he's sticking to it, right? And so I'm willing to do whatever it takes, even if it means you voted for me and don't get a paycheck, to make sure I keep
and it's
that
strategic.
promise.
And it's strategic.
It's absurd.
It's strategic because here's the thing: he can be on television, and to his constituency, to the people who follow
It looks
him,
like he's fighting for them.
it looks like he's fighting for him, because a lot of the other stuff, realistically, he couldn't really push through.
Yeah, and
Things-
even that
you
he
know-
couldn't. I mean, but think about it. All I hear in my head is going to be a beautiful wall. Mexico's going to build it. So moving right along from.
But
It's not-
can you
it's
tell
not-
me? Can you answer this? What happened to Omarosa?
You know, Omarosa.
Where is she?
Omarosa is an interesting. We was talking about her on the show before.
Right, but
you know,
where is she?
You know,
She
she
counting
didn't
that
get.
bag off that book.
Is
She
she,
counted
but
back.
she was supposed to produce us with some evidence from a last meeting that she claimed.
We still waiting.
I don't think we took her that serious, so I don't think it's been back into the forefront.
She got that. She
Well, aren't you Omarosa? Y'all friends,
So
right?
we've met and had hung
No,
out.
you guys are friends. You trying to
we've
be-
hung
that's-
out
look at
at
you
a
swear-
party, but that does not make us.
You
best
are friends. I saw pictures.
And it-
Y'all traveled
We-
together.
We did not travel together, but I did get a chance to kind of get some insight from her. And, you know, I think that she did have high hopes for the administration and felt like, you know, her
So
being
you thought she was
there-
sincere?
I felt like she believed that
she
she
can be a
was
change.
an African American representation or voice within that administration
Oh.
that did not have so. And then when she realized that the
She was gonna be the black
changes
go-to person, right?
that
For the black
she
stuff.
probably wanted to make were not in alignment with with this administration's agenda, you know. And again, who all really knows what's really happening behind the mask of anyone? So I can't.
Right.
Go
She
beyond
got
that.
caught up the same way. You know, it's a lot of people like this. You know, you ever met a person that makes everybody feel like you're my best friend,
Right.
but at the end they can't really
can't
they
do
can't
that
feel
for
that
you,
out
yeah.
because they can't be because you're not really their best friend. They just want to make you feel that way because
Yeah.
once they get you feeling that way, they can get anything they want out of you because you're like we're best friends now. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they really not committed to you. They can't really pull nothing through for
But
you
I
because
will
That'd be
say
me.
this.
I do
will
that all the
say
time.
this, you
everybody
know.
feel like they're the
But
best.
everybody feel you're special, but you're
I
really
will
not,
say
sugar.
this, right? You know, I saw some instances. I got 99 problems with the Trump administration, but the criminal justice reform bill isn't one. You know, so the criminal justice reform bill that was moved forward by this current administration actually impacts minority
Wow.
minority.
So you bringing up something positive about his administration?
That is positive.
Wow.
Well,
Impressive.
it's not about
It is.
necessarily his administration. I think it's about how are we moving our country forward. At the end of the day, because I think Stacey Abrams said it very elegantly at her rebuttal is that we're not against Trump. Like what did Bone Thug say? We're not against rap.
Yeah, no,
but we
but
are
I
against
think
those thugs. We're not against
but
the
that's a little-
the
but
first,
that's-
the First Step app was positive in the sense that it's the first step towards reviving, taking a different approach towards criminal justice. And
yeah, but see,
it could potentially lead to bigger and better things.
It has the greatest impact on African American, those that are incarcerated of African American.
But to me, it seems like a trick, right? Because it's optics, right? It's like if you look at it,
most of politics is, unfortunately.
Yeah, but the idea is that if you're still feeding the people who are making money off of the prisons, and you're still making ways for them to make more money off of it,
Right.
it's like. You might have
The
passed something
prison
that you might have passed
industrial
something that might have helped a little bit, but they're hurting it. It's like you may give me 2 steps forward, but then you give me 4 steps back. I mean, it's like
here's the catch
I still didn't really go
22.
nowhere.
Exactly.
Here's the catch-22 about the prison industrial complex. It is going to continue to grow.
Wow.
They're building more prisons than they are schools.
Right.
Which is where you can clearly see the disconnect in priorities. And that is
Right.
that is the absolute off the gate where you realize there's a problem.
And it's crazy. I see schools just
School closures
closing
are-
down. That's crazy.
Still-
So basically, they're spending more money on rehabilitation than they are education, because you could educate and train and teach and give resource instead of using all that money.
Is it rehabilitation?
No. I'm saying
It's more so.
it should be
on
education,
the-
but what they like to do is say, now we're going to, after you go to prison,
Right.
and you come out and you can't get a job, then we're going to spend money trying to put you in counseling
Well-
and give you some free housing.
Exactly.
It's like.
Sharice, I'm gonna give you a closing
That's
statement.
what-
I want you to tell everybody what you got
Yeah,
going
sure.
on.
So
real quick.
I'll close with going into that the president, the first step back transition to this current Democratic candidates.
Okay.
Going into 2020. 2020 really starts now, so we're really having to be aggressive about who we're selecting as a candidate, as the Democratic nominee, and Kamala Harris is looking like the front runner in that conversation. And a part of what she has to do is to really get clear on what were her rehabilitation strategies, what were some of the areas where she was able to say, this is a pattern I've seen of the African American men that I've had to incarcerate based on the position that I was in, based on the crimes that were committed.
That has come on. That part of her record has come under fire recently.
It's absolutely under fire.
Yeah.
And so looking at the first step back with with the current administration, and then looking at her record with incarcerating a lot of those African American people, she really has to do an incredible job with making it very clear that was my job. I incarcerated these people because this was my job. But here's what I did as a rehabilitation restorative justice initiative to kind of buffer the impact from that. And so that's what I'll say in closing. Congratulations to Booker, a really good buddy of mine. He and I have been texting back and forth a little bit about his race and what he's doing with that.
Right.
And just to step up in that capacity. There can't be any losers in this race, but I'm hoping that we can kind of get to a one candidate pretty soon.
So you haven't been
And
here
it
in a
has to
while.
be fast.
You
Right,
haven't
very
been here in
fast.
a while, and you looking really beautiful, and you glowing and all that. What's the ring on your finger? Just a question.
I am in a relationship.
Whoa. Okay.
So that's a friendship ring or something?
Is it engagement?
It is a weird.
Show the camera your
no,
ring.
I'm not doing
You gonna
that.
do that? It's
I was
nice.
checking this ring out.
I mean, I'm nosy, so I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, I had to throw my glasses.
You
out
glowing
right now.
You
bro.
glowing. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yo, Pat, what we gonna talk
Is
about when
there
we
a
come
bun in
back?
the oven with it, too?
Is there a bun in the oven?
No buns in the oven.
What are you trying to say?
No
say?
buns in the
I'm just saying. I'm saying.
No, she's
'Cause,
glowing. She's
first
glowing.
come love, then come marriage, then
Here
come the
come
baby, and the baby carrot.
Sharice, just because you got a man
But in
now,
the
you still
hood,
got
you know.
you still got to come to work. You ain't been
Hey,
here.
hey, hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
Now, when Sharice did come in here, she did like flip her hair.
She did flip
bro.
her hair.
Yeah, she did flip her
She was
hair.
glowing. You look. Congratulations. We
Thank
love you,
you.
and we so happy
Love
for
you
you.
guys back.
Yo, I'm glad you're back, Patsy. We're gonna talk about when we come back.
Hoo-hoo.
Men versus women. We're gonna talk about deal breakers, entitlement, and fairness.
Men versus
Entitlement is a great
entitlement.
one.
Wow.
Let's get right into that. Let's start
Yo,
with that
join
one.
in this conversation. You can give us a call at 202-656-1
One
bar.
bar.
We'll be right back. Salute.
I can't feel my face. I mean, I can touch it, but I can't feel it inside.
My cousin got the cold. My cousin got the cold, nigga. My cousin got the cold. My cousin got the cold, boy. Niggas ain't tryna smoke. Niggas ain't tryna smoke. All white light, but my cousin got it go. All white, all lean, just hope. My motherfucking cousin got white for you.
Yes.
Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar.
On a
Salute.
Tuesday.
Yes.
Yo, y'all see my beard? It's looking good. It's growing in finally.
Yeah,
That Beijing.
I mean, whoever
No,
dyes
shout out
it,
to
Beijing.
Your girl who
Hold
dyes
on.
it is amazing.
Hold on. Hold on. Turn to the. Can we get a
She's
close up on this
amazing.
man's beard? A close
BDB looking like
Are we
Pam.
calling that a beard?
Nah,
This is a beard.
That's
Okay.
a layer of ingrown hair.
This is the. Oh, you had to get. Oh!
If that's what we're calling a beard, then fine.
Chia.
Shady.
She a pet.
Our producer is shady. I look good from far away, though. I'm a total Mona Lisa today. Anyway, Pastor, my favorite segment. What's going on?
Pastor.
Hey.
Pass me by, oh gentle sea. Oh, I'm sorry. I
Okay.
felt it. Go ahead.
Okay, so men versus women. We talking about deal
Why
breakers.
is it men versus women though? Why we gotta start there?
Well,
Women versus men. God damn.
Women versus
It
men.
gotta be a competition every time.
Well, it's not actually, but people like to frame things through the battle of the
Can we all
sexes,
just
right?
get along?
And we do, but this is the thing, though. Let's talk about deal breakers. And are we really open, or are we really selfish? I think most people in relationships are selfish, right? Do you expect people to meet all your standards,
Exactly.
fulfill all your needs,
Pay all my bills.
make you happy in every single way, right? And never go
Can
against
you
what
pay
you
my bills?
desire. But you forget that they are a person in it too, and you like almost have no intent on doing
That's
the
deep.
same thing in reverse.
That's so deep.
Because most
That's
people,
true.
and most people have no idea what it means to be in a mutually sacrificial,
respond to that.
healthy, beneficial relationship. They always think I'm looking for somebody
But
who's
do
going
you
to
always
give me
have
what
to
I want.
Do you always have to compromise? Why not stand
Well,
for
let
what
me-
you want? And
No,
like,
because men have to realize you're not dating your mother, and women got to realize you're not dating your father.
Ooh.
Because those are the only people who give
My
you all
mama
these
was
free
perfect.
passes.
My mama
exactly.
kept
See,
a clean
everybody
house.
say
My
that.
mama cooked
Everybody, my
meals
mama was so
a day.
awesome.
My
My
mama
daddy
was
was so.
perfect.
You know
My
why?
mama is perfect.
Because they let you do your BS and they still take you
Mama
and let you
love
do whatever
me.
you. You
Mama
know what I'm
love
saying?
You don't hear me saying that.
Let me say this.
Only your mama and your daddy do that.
I'm going to say this. This is funny. This is a topic for today because on the way here, I was having this conversation
oh wow,
about
with the new bow.
my where I was presently, right? So here's what's important, and I think that maybe relationships often lack is that it lacks people being authentic and raw and getting present with each other at that moment in time.
Right.
Like I said, I am in a moment right now where I need to be absolutely selfish with my time, with my energy, with creating, these the long list of goals that I have. And I said, well, are you sure that's something that you're okay with? And I think that we don't give people the opportunity to even be okay
you
with.
know
We
what?
do give them an
We do.
opportunity.
But you
Do
know
we
what?
really have that conversation?
But you know
though?
what?
Or do we just kind of
No,
go
that's
along?
what I
say.
Or do we just kind of go along hoping that
No,
they
People
Because
have
they-
an all
they-
or be
no,
all
no, this is-
attitude. It's
usually-
all or nothing attitude.
Is
No,
it, are we really having these authentic conversations,
I'm
or
gonna
are
tell
we
you, I'm
just
gonna tell
hoping
you
that
how
it's
these
going to change up
conversations
over
usually
time?
go.
How
They
they
say,
go?
"Where is this really going?"
Okay.
But that's still
You
but
asking
even
too many
that-
goddamn questions.
But even that, right? Even that does not say. We'll say, so are we? What are we doing, right? Versus saying
Yeah,
that
exactly.
here's where I am, and I want to know where you are, so that way I can determine, or we can determine.
I think you need-
That puts pressure on
And
the
I
other
think
party.
you need to do that in friendships as well.
Friendship,
Anything.
there you go.
Right. Everything.
You
You
can
should
have
be
that
like.
conversation in a friendship.
okay, so-
versus where is this going? Is the pressure?
So
What are we doing here?
Let's hear from the
As friendships-
Let's hear from the professional.
I
Go
just
ahead.
want to say that the problem with what we're talking about now is that immediately when we started having the back and forth conversation, we started talking between two realities,
Oh,
and that
wow.
is theory and reality, right? In theory, it would be in theory. Everybody agrees that I should be like, this is where I am. Where are you at, right?
So I'm in theory. I'm in theory. So
You're in
you
theory.
No, listen. No, I'm saying listen, because in theory, this is what we would want to do, right? But
Why am I in the theory?
but
Why
no,
right
because
here?
because
No, 'cause
it's not realistic.
Hold on, because
'Cause
what
you're a
most-
woman.
No. What most people do is they say this is where I am, and they don't give a damn where you
Okay.
are.
Yeah.
Most people just listen. Even if they want to, even if you
I
know it's
want
right
what
to,
I want.
I want what I want, and the reason why I chose you to be in my life is to give me what I
But
want.
Pastor,
Yes.
No.
Pastor.
Okay, no.
But
because
Pastor,
I didn't
when-
choose you so I could give you what you
But
want.
Pastor,
I
it's,
chose you to give
it's
me what
like
I
that
want.
saying. It's
Hold
so
on,
good
Pastor.
loving somebody when somebody love you back.
Hold
You
on,
can't-
Pastor.
I
you
need
know
someone to
what I'm
pay
saying?
my bills, my credit card bills. I don't.
I need somebody to be
think
all
You
you-
want
about
somebody
me.
to love you at the same
I need
time.
them to be all about me.
Hold
I
on,
need them
Pastor.
to be.
Hold on, Pastor.
Okay.
When I say that you give someone an opportunity to decide, right? This is what's the
Oh,
most
yeah.
important thing, right?
I'm with
so,
that.
So you can say, hey, I'm in a space where I need to be selfish. And you know what I said to him? I said, you know what? And I want you to be just as selfish. I want you to focus in this time on building you.
And what he said, what if he said, "I don't want to be that selfish. I want to give more of myself to you."
And that is where he
You know
is.
what? You know what I said.
But that don't mean it to be
I'm
where
not-
you at.
I said that to.
But it works. It works. There's this blend happening.
No,
See,
we
I
gotta
got-
hear this because
Go
he's
ahead,
all the way
go
in
ahead.
his
Listen,
relationship. Let's hear this.
I said
How many
that-
years? How many years?
Let me
this
say-
nigga
listen.
ain't been
Let me
out
say.
in months.
How
Let me
many
say
years?
He
have
wearing
you
I
lotion
said
now
that-
and everything.
Go ahead. Yes, exactly.
I found a new lotion that sticks. By the way,
Stick to the
You
subject.
would've
We'll
found
talk
the
about your lotion later.
I said that originally to my girl, and a few years back. Like, I need to get my stuff together
That's
because
so
me
honest.
personally, I don't feel comfortable entering into a relationship unless I have certain things on the table. Unless I like,
So
like
can
we
we
were
grow
talking
up
about earlier.
together?
I
That's
need
true.
to be able to take care of myself before I'm able to take care of you.
Right.
Yes.
Not to say that I'm be completely taking care of you, but to get to what I'm saying, she at that time, like a lot of young ladies didn't quite understand
meant.
that. Because and some of y'all, the guys can attest to this. When you've said that to women before, oh, you just want to go out there and play around some more. No, I really need to get my shit together.
True.
Right.
True.
But you know what?
Because
we lost the value of
most
friendship
people
first.
are under the fairy tale spell, which basically
fairy tale
says
spell.
that all this relationship is us being together and looking at each other and we're happy. That's all we need. And you get a really
Love ain't never paid none of my bills.
you need a lot more to
Pastor,
be happy.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes.
It's serious. So, and tell me if this is a wrong statement to make. Now, let's say I work out every day. And I'm giving that
This is hypothetical.
Theory. It's all theory, right?
hypothetically. I work out every
All
day.
theory.
I work out every day. I try to watch what I eat. And then somebody just dating
As
me.
you're eating it.
Somebody that's dating me. They're little on the on the
plump side?
No, the plump side.
Okay.
So then
They're plump.
so then they want to date me, and I say, no, you don't deserve me yet. Is that wrong? Because
Yes.
no, listen to
No,
my
it's
point.
not.
My point is, if I can go work out every day,
It's shallow as fuck.
I'm not talking about my situation. I'm
It's
speaking from
shallow
my
as
point.
Listen.
I'm speaking from my point. I'm
Yes.
speaking from a friend point of view.
Okay.
No, but my point is, I work out every day.
Right.
You should want to work out. You want to eat what
Okay,
you want.
She's okay with her.
Listen, I think that.
No, I'm saying she.
Listen,
I'm not talking about
you-
me. She, he,
listen,
in your
it's
situation.
not-
I'm being
Shallow.
No, I'm not talking about me. Let's be clear.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong
What
for.
are you asking?
It's not wrong for a man to feel that way.
I'm not
No.
talking about me. Let
Okay,
me put that out
that's
He
there.
fine.
said a man.
We
He
got
didn't
it.
say
We got it.
you.
We got it.
Okay.
No, it is Ron on some real shit. To what Pastor says, it's not wrong for you to feel that way.
You
It's
don't
just-
deserve
For a
me yet.
man
but it's
to
a
feel
Get
weak
like-
yourself
deal breaker.
together. Get yourself together. Go to the
it's
gym. Lose 50 pounds.
but it's a weak standard to make a
Are
deal
you-
breaker, right?
Right.
Like it's a weak
wow.
standard. Like, but this is also goes back to personal values, right? Because so a person who stays in shape and is really healthy, they don't want to be with an unhealthy woman.
Yeah.
Or man.
Or a man.
Or man, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So the idea is health may be a
Health is your wealth.
personal
So then
value for somebody else.
On that
like,
premises-
like Country
Deal
says,
breaker.
the girl's credit score is very important to him. That's a
No,
personal.
hold on. Let me
No, he
clarify
didn't say
that.
credit.
Let me clarify that. My whole thing is you got to be coming to the table with some. You can be flipping burgers for all I give a shit. You know, my
Talking
thing
to
is
the mic.
I'm not taking care
Talking
of
to
no
the
broke
mic.
woman
Talking to
who
the mic.
don't.
Try.
I'm not taking care of no broke
Who don't
woman
try.
who don't try, who don't want to work, and
Yeah.
expecting me to do everything for you.
So work ethic and conscientiousness is
I'm a
is
child.
deal
That's
breaker.
it. Now,
It's a value for you.
now to challenge what you were saying earlier. Oh, that's something small. But if you're a person who's in shape in the gym all the time,
wasn't with me
and that's a
shooting
big
in the
thing
gym?
for me.
Well,
Yeah.
like I said, it
You
depends on
wanna
it.
spend
Does
that
it's
time-
subjective. It is important what your personal values are, your personal
Yeah.
value system. Because somebody who has money wants somebody who have money with them, or you want somebody who don't have no money. You can use it to
So
manipulate.
is it
them.
wrong to say you don't deserve me? That's what I'm saying.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I
You
don't think
deserve
no.
me
I think
yet.
you need to know
Oh.
your value, and no, I don't think it's wrong.
You
men
could
or
feel
women.
no, you could feel that way, but the idea is that you have to
Deserve
handle
me.
it. You got to handle it when you meet a woman who is in shape like you, right? But she says you can't dress, right? And she'd be like, "You don't deserve me."
Shout out to Michael Jordan.
So hopefully that won't be the deal breaker. I mean, you can always put
Well,
a new
that's what I'm
outfit
saying.
on
When you
someone.
talk about deal breakers, I just think it
The
is
question
subjective.
is, are you
but
guys
you have
out
to be
there
careful,
willing to
though.
change your
Let-
dress
let-
code?
let-
like,
let-
if you're dating someone and you're like, maybe you should try on those shoes and throw those other ones away.
Oh, you buy me a stylist.
I mean, let me ask you a question since you are a female in the house, right?
Okay.
I think.
I think.
I'm not changing my shoes.
No. All right. So
You might have to throw them away. What'd you throw them away for?
He
would
should.
you
If she
would you judge a man on how he tips?
Yes, you should.
Okay, judgment. I don't know if it's a judgment or if it's a kind of understanding more of like their financial standards.
Thank you.
I mean, so if
love
you
that. I
understand
love that.
his financial standards,
So you can't go out to 5-star restaurants and plan to tip $2 every time you go. I think that is definitely a little bit problematic.
Right.
It's not a deal breaker. It's just definitely a point of discussion.
Yeah, that's going to tell you everything. The conversation, right? It's going to tell you more, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
point of
So-
discussion.
Well, Pastor, Pat, we're gonna give you the final word so we can talk about
Yeah.
the.
Oh,
we
yeah,
got 5 minutes.
blackface. It
The
is Black History
So,
Month. We gotta
Pastor,
make sure
Pat,
we're
we'll give you your final state. What's your final statement for this?
Basically, that deal breakers are subjective, but that you shouldn't use weak deal breakers. I think that you need. It's kind of the Martin Luther King thing, right? I should name this the Martin Luther King theory, right? Well, you should judge a person on the content of their character because I think that matters the most. Because being out of shape can be changed, tipping can be changed, especially you surface, material things or cosmetic stuff can all be shifted and changed if the person has a good mind, they're sharp, and they got a good heart. They were willing to learn. So that's the big thing. Having a partner that wants to learn.
You can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
Wait a minute.
Sorry, just joking.
You can.
No. You can't turn her into a housewife. You can't turn her into the housewife, but you can turn her into
something
close.
Oh, okay.
You can just turn into a household.
Yeah. You can get a close.
Okay. See, I'm a hoe. I can.
Because I think fundamentally that thought is very flawed because the idea is that the housewife doesn't even have the experiences that the hoe has, right?
No.
So she could never think. Yo, no, this is what I'm saying. So this is why you can't turn a hoe into a housewife because what the hoe has experienced is a different level. So she can clean up really well and be but if you take her there, she can always go back.
No, but when you need that money and the mortgage
ain't
ain't paid.
Not that. No. When you need the thing
that money.
The thing that the whole brings, she brings a certain level of toughness. You know what I'm saying? Like the housewife might not be that tough. She might not have that in her to hit the.
No, because she's a housewife. She don't even work. She can't get the. She ain't got a house for.
How's that book doing? That book, they can get that book where again? Love Rework.
I am DarrellOwens.com. Yes.
I am DarrellOwens.com. Yo, he's here every Tuesday night. He is the Love Guru. He's in the building. We right back. We want to talk about that blackface thing that's going on in Virginia.
It's Black History Month. We got to.
Give us a call.
Just going on more than Virginia.
656 1 bar. Salute. Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuned to the open bar. Salute. We're sipping on what was this again? The Southern Tea. Southern Tea made with our choice of Ciroc liquors and along with mango lemonade and
mango tea and peach punch.
Mango tea and peach punch.
Yes.
Peach lemonade.
Peach
lemonade. Yes. Definitely a great drink. You'll see that on our website. Yo, don't forget to check out our paraphernalia. I'm rocking right here. What was it called? Apparel. I'm sorry. I keep calling it paraphernalia. But the apparel, you can order these shirts online at Open Bar.
Drug addict.
Open Bar Tuesdays at gmail.com. Part of the proceeds benefit local charities. Yo, of course, the whole, in the midst of this whole racism thing, this whole blackface thing, they get rid of that mayor. Then they saying the new black mayor that's supposed to take the place,
governor.
Governor.
This is the governor.
The governor.
Let me just say, the level of debauchery going on in Virginia is on 1,000. It's not debauchery actually, but I mean their level of rascalness is on 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Like the governor, the lieutenant governor, the attorney general. Who else?
So first of all,
the top three
representatives.
Let's call it what it is. It's all a freaking distraction from reparations. They don't want to pay up and give us our 40 acres and a mule.
Say what?
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm telling you. So it was.
What's the crack you smoking?
She said.
Listen.
You said she right.
Hear me out here.
You want to grab a mic?
So Black History Month has become the reflection of white people of blackface. That is their reflection of our black history.
That's why Gucci making all that money on them shirts.
Blackface so blackface became a reflection, and so then the same entities are airing out this information right at the beginning of Black History Month to say that we don't respect your month, we don't respect you, we don't respect your dollar. Oh, and by the way, we want to distract you from focusing on the one thing that all black people should be focusing on, which is getting land and getting added value.
You saying that we should be using Black History Month as a focal point to re-highlight that we should be getting our land?
Absolutely.
Okay,
my mule?
that was a stretch, but I'm following you now, though.
So
I'm
follow
following
me.
you.
The information that was leaked in Virginia all came from one source.
All
No,
of it
hold
came
on.
from one source.
It all came from one source. The governor's blackface came from the same website that Lieutenant Governor's was leaked rather from the
Yes.
same site that Lieutenant Governor's victim of assault.
But the idea is it may have been leaked from the same
massive
site.
happens like this all at once. It is a distraction.
It's
from
a distraction.
What is a bigger picture.
No,
and
no.
are we paying attention?
And what is
Well,
the
Normally,
bigger
I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but
It's
you
a
have to
conspiracy
you
theory.
have to look at this. This is all simultaneously at the same time. Not even within a
Not
few
even a
days.
day.
Not
Yeah.
literally
Black
within
History
a
Month.
day.
Boom.
Hold on. No. Listen, but this is the thing. There may be some collusion, right?
That's
With
the whole theme of the entire administration.
Right. It might be some collusion in it, but
collusion house.
but here's what's happening. What's happening is they wanted to take that Democratic governor down in Virginia.
They want to take the Democratic down.
Whoever had that information, they've been had it. They just decided to bring it out and bring it to the governor now. But this is the thing. Once the governor had it and the lieutenant governor had his issue with the so-called rape charges or whatever.
There's now two
You know,
allegations.
once they had that,
different women.
they started looking at reporters. Started looking at all of their yearbooks. They started trying to get everybody's yearbook that was in the cabinet.
Pull
So
out your
they're
yearbook.
still searching for people. And that idea is that
The
if
attorney
you were
general came out on his own.
on his own because he knew. Because you know what? Because if you're a white boy in that generation, you
Right.
probably had blackface on because
they were
a
sending
regular.
out like postcards. I mean,
it was an
this
everyday
was a
thing.
celebration. This was a way they celebrated.
know
But
You
did you
know
guys
what?
did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that the woman that's accused the lieutenant governor of rape? She also said that she
Go ahead.
she also said that she got raped by
Corey
that was
Maggette.
the first woman. Is this the second woman?
No,
or
the
first
second
woman?
is
the second
The
woman.
second woman.
Also got raped by
Corey Maggette.
Who's that?
He was a former basketball player. He played for the Clippers. He played for a couple other teams. He played for like 15 years. In
So
the NBA.
I'm not making light of rape, but do you think she actually made a mistake? She probably thought she got raped, but she gave it up by accident.
I think that there's a new card out.
It's versions of
I
rape,
shared
yeah.
the card, and I'll share it on my Facebook. I'll share it on the story. There's a new card that is a little bit of a consent form. It's small. It fits in your hand.
You better sign it. I get you.
And it asks you, are you over the age of 18, STD free? Are you alert and not intoxicated to sign? And, it literally, and I'll share with you guys, has a series of questions that I think that I'm recommending.
I think every
But she-
man should
but-
have.
Hey.
But I hate to bring it up. You guys don't think that's weird that she got raped? She said she got raped by this guy.
I think
And now she
that
get raped
So-
the Me
by
Too
these two
movement,
high.
The Me Too movement has definitely changed the narrative, and very much so it should have, because of very serious allegations and very serious rape crimes.
Wow.
Okay, so that is something that I cannot refute. I cannot stray away from with questionable instances, right? So, and that's the unfortunate part about it, is that we want to believe everyone that says this is your allegation, but we also want to be fair in reality to say that, okay, how can we, not that we are against your claim, but we want to be fair to humanity and to be sure that we're getting it right.
But people are
real
already
quick,
being
let's-
prosecuted in public.
Let's jump real quick though,
Yeah.
real quick. We got just a few minutes left. Let's jump real quick to the blackface thing with Gucci. Gucci making that sweater with the black
The blackface
and the
hood.
white
and then
ring and the red lips.
blackface shoes. What are those?
Those
Katy
are Prada.
Perry.
Katy Perry.
Or those are Prada or
No,
no?
Katy Perry.
So,
Katy Perry.
but Prada
She actually wore it?
Prada had the blackface dolls. Before.
Yeah, he had the
They
blackface
brought
doll.
them back to life after Gucci's. But here's the thing.
So would y'all?
But they
would
never
y'all-
respected our dollar anyway.
There you go. There you go. That's,
So are y'all going to
they
boycott
never
them or no?
respected our dollars.
Gucci.
How can I
Yeah.
boycott something I was never going to buy anyway? First
Listen,
and
and I'm
foremost.
gonna,
I get my joints.
Basically,
I get my
I-
joints swap me.
So
anyway,
when I hear the first of all, when I hear the boycott Gucci, I'm about to say Gucci. When I hear boycott Gucci, I can't afford Gucci. I wasn't gonna buy the
That's
shit
a
from
lie.
the
I saw your
get.
bank
I wasn't
account.
gonna buy the shit from the get go.
Right.
Two, half the shit is ugly to me anyway.
Wow.
So
I definitely
what
think
do
we
you
need to keep
mean?
our black dollars in the black.
Okay,
box.
Yeah.
so do you-
I mean, my thing is this, right?
I'm
I have
not
a big
outraged
problem
about it.
with a lot of people now. They coming out and they're talking about they spent hundreds of thousands, $1 million
Wow.
in these brands, right?
Right.
But
They add up pretty quickly.
And the thing is,
and they do add
they
up
do
pretty
do it.
quickly. But the thing about it is, we don't support each other when
True.
we do have these.
Shout out to
And I
Trigger
agree,
Mike
yo. And
for
unfortunately, we got to
trigger-
end on
trigger
that note. We got
message.
to end on that note. We ran out of time, you guys. Thank you so much. We had a great time.
Absolutely. It's
Great
awesome.
show. We started a little late. I apologize. It's my fault today. I'll take that. I'll take
always.
it.
Salute.
As always. Yo, we see you next week. Salud!